Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Reaching Riverview 2020. On behalf of the Board of Directors, staff, volunteers, and neighbors, I would like to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to join us this evening. I would also like to start this evening by recognizing the amazing work done by our board, staff, and volunteers throughout the year to serve our neighbors and achieve our noble mission. I would like to also acknowledge our table hosts and thank them for inviting all of you to attend this event. You will hopefully get to meet them and chat with them later this evening. 3 years ago, I received a call at my law office from Amelia Sheely, a staff member at the Riverview International Center. She scheduled an appointment for a new immigrant needing help with an immigration matter. Amelia drove the neighbor all the way to my office near downtown. She attended the appointment and took notes, and later helped the neighbor in following up on my recommendations and advice. I was curious to know what was this organization. Later in the week, she contacted me again and asked me if I was interested in visiting the center to learn more about them. I accepted the invitation and stopped by the RIC one evening after work. When I got there, I saw many families standing outside in the parking lot, while many others filling up the small center waiting to be served. There were staff members and volunteers, all busy helping the neighbors in different matters. I stood there and observed for a few minutes and was amazed with the vibe and what was going on there. From that day, I decided that I needed to get involved in the Riverview Center. In the RIC, I found an opportunity to do something I was deeply passionate about. I found an opportunity to contribute to society by enabling new immigrants to start their new lives and empower them to achieve their dreams. I set up a free monthly legal clinic to meet with neighbors at the RIC in the evenings and address any legal questions or concerns they may have. Some nights, it got overwhelming to go there after a long day of work and meet with a number of neighbors for several hours. But at the end of each night I volunteered, I felt great. I felt that I just gave someone some clarity and guidance they truly needed. To me, Riverview is where I feel that I am giving back to the community and making a difference in many lives. I encourage each and every one of you to visit the RIC and find out how they could make a difference. Some of our business partners decided to step up today and contribute to our mission in making a difference. Because of the generosity of these partnerships, all of the extra costs associated with reaching Riverview are covered. I would like to acknowledge our business partners, starting by First Drive Logistics, Amazon delivery partner, Fringe 22, Design and Creative Strategy, Rasul Law Office, Lavash Cafe, Stories by Chris, the RIC videographer for tonight, and Here and There Around Campus. I want to add our special tribute to the owner of Here and There Around Campus, Mr. Bruce Bernard, who is our longest and most generous supporter of the RIC. Bruce helped the RIC founder, Kirsta, get things started. He is now facing some serious health issues and can't be with us tonight. On behalf of the entire RIC family, I would like to wish Bruce a speedy recovery. Tonight, we want to talk about the meaningful relationships that form at the Riverview International Center, or we will call it the RIC. If you received an introductory packet from us in the mail, you received Moroccan tea. This type of tea is most popular with our neighbors when they visit. Tea is a unified symbol of welcome and hospitality. Riverview Drive is the first landing neighborhood for many people coming to the United States for the first time. Families and individuals most often come from Algeria, Bangladesh, Egypt, Sudan, Morocco, Syria, Iraq, and many other countries. New Americans are told about the RIC soon after they move into the neighborhood and come to the center within days, asking for help to find a job. And then they come back to find answers to other questions. These return visits naturally turn into friendships with volunteers, interns, staff, and most of the time with each other. And now, prepare your cup of Moroccan tea and let's take a look together at Riverview Drive and the RIC. Kirsta Benedetti, founder and director, will be our guide tonight.
Welcome to Riverview Drive. So this is where our community is. We are located off of Olentangy River Road in the middle of lots of hotels and restaurants. Most of these hotels are also the locations where a lot of our neighbors work. And our neighbors here is one of the oldest mosques in Columbus, Masjid Omar ibn al-Khatib. As you can see, our landlord really kindly put up one of these swing sets, and even though it's small, it's a great gathering place for kids of all ages and for moms to have their kids play. And then the beds, the garden beds, are highly utilized by everyone around. So we'll head on in. The office is located in a 2-bedroom apartment in the middle of the community. So it's a great central space for everyone. And we've got a lot going on always around us. So let's head on in. So this is our main central space where people come, and we help them with all kinds of ways of navigating life. When somebody's waiting, they sit in the couch and the chairs, and there's usually other people here that they get to connect to. And then whoever is being helped at the time, they sit in the hot seat right here. And the kind of things that we are helping people with range from a variety of things, from helping with a Medicaid application to also enrolling children with school, as well as something as simple as what might be the good kind of conditioner for my hair here in the States. So I'll take you back to the back room. This room is the main place that we are helping people get jobs. And so Em and Diane are housed here, and they are constantly helping people connect with new employment services, as well as our interns are able to be here. So, hi. So our space is here. We just open this door and we head down to the basement. So we'll start in this room here. This room is our main classroom space. It's where we have any kind of group meetings. Our English classes are here a couple times a week, as well as our sewing group. So the sewing class has quickly turned into a business for mask making and some other things for the ladies that have been learning. This inside is our homework center. So lots of things happen here with students getting help with homework, usually 4 nights a week, as well as a computer lab they can utilize, and we have a digital literacy class. So this is the Riverview International Center. We have an amazing community that we get to be a part of. We're welcomed into, where friendships thrive, and we're so excited and honored to be able to be here. Thanks for joining us. I am so glad that you all were able to see our facilities. So to say that this year has been rough, I would say is an understatement. We've all experienced the unprecedented and unpredictability of 2020, but our Riverview neighbors have been impacted more than most people. 110 people on the street lost jobs within 1 week. And then childcare disappeared. School became a tremendous barrier for families navigating online learning with limited English. And it just seems like the hurdles keep coming. So although we have had our share of heavy and hard conversations with our neighbors, what we've seen most is strength and resilience, coming alongside each other in whatever way that they can with a willingness to do what needs to be done. When people move to the US, they come with courage and ingenuity. They come with professional experience and with a drive to make their life better. it continues to be our privilege to point people in the right direction to best utilize their strength and resources. At the RIC, we are often frequently referencing relationships built between neighbors and staff and volunteers and interns, everyone all around. But this year has shown me personally another level of that. In January, my husband was diagnosed with aggressive B-cell lymphoma, and when he and I were spending weeks living in the hospital, I walked out of his room one morning to find Amel, who is someone who lives on Riverview. And actually, I was the one who helped her get this job. I had just forgotten that she worked the front desk at the James. So after that, she came by every morning to drop off sweets that she had made the night before. And then a few other Arabic speakers found out that we were there, and they would pop in and they would share about how Amel helped them get their jobs. And it was just this amazing opportunity to see the ripple effects of empowering people. If someone is empowered, then they empower others, and so on. So it was the beginning of an incredibly difficult journey for me and my family. I spent about a month and a half away from the center helping my husband, getting my kids taken care of. But when I returned, I was blown away by the amount of love and support that I received. He and I had been sharing our journey on something called Caring Bridge. And I found out that a lot of neighbors had read every post that we made, and then they would share the information with other people who don't speak English as well. And so many people brought full meals when I returned, bags of fruit. But I have to say that my favorite was the amount of times that people would pull me into a big hug and have tears in their eyes and tell me that they're praying for me and my husband every night. So through this time, they have shown me how they help me carry my burdens as I am helping to carry theirs. As we celebrate 5 years of the RIC, yes, we're celebrating the jobs and acquired and the English learned and the citizenship attained, but we're also celebrating the relationships made. When I've spoken with our neighbors in this time of COVID, what I've heard so often is, we're really glad that we're not alone in this difficult season. When you're walking alone and you stumble, you only have yourself to catch you. But when you're walking side by side with others, linked arms, and if you stumble, then there are other people next to you to catch you. The RIC has shown itself more this year than ever before to be that support and also provide ways for neighbors to help each other. We've supported individuals by navigating unemployment benefits and helping people get jobs. We've helped strengthen families by navigating the complications of distance learning and building our relationship up with Cranbrook Elementary. But one of the most beautiful developments has been how the community members have stepped up to help each other. In March, as families thought about how to pay rent after losing jobs, we put together a very short fundraiser, and what we found was numerous neighbors who hadn't lost jobs giving to the fund to make sure that their neighbors were able to stay in their apartment. And we've had neighbors volunteering regularly now, including 3 high school students that in the summer, they were the ones that oversaw our food distribution every week. So this community is closer and stronger because of COVID. I mentioned earlier some of the ways that we have helped people over this past year, but I wanted to highlight some of the ways that our 2 job specialists have been able to help. Even in the midst of COVID, the 2 of them have helped over 80 people get jobs since January. Emily Miller is one of those people, and we were able to hire her in April thanks to the generosity of the Franklin County Commissioner's Office. But just as we're seeing this program flourish and develop into what we had envisioned, the funding has ended. So they gave us the seed money to start this program, and it has proven to be incredibly important. One of the best ways that we can empower people who are new to America is by helping them get jobs. And so therefore, it's our priority to keep the program running. While I'm at the RIC, I often focus on making sure people's needs are met, and sometimes I can forget that the RIC is more than just meeting practical needs. that all of us are being changed by the relationships made. Back to my example with Amel, there is a ripple effect when people are empowered. Everyone who comes to the RIC either for help or to help is changed, and we want to invite you to be a part of that. So take a tour, volunteer, and give. So next we're going to have a video with a few people that were impacted by the RIC.
My name is Alkidan Tafarra, and I work at The Ohio State University in HR. And I have been volunteering with Riverview International Center for a little over 2 years now. I heard about the RIC from Vineyard Columbus, which is a church that I attend. And I remember the first night I ended up doing homework with a few kids, and as soon as I was done with that, I was full of smiles. I knew it was something that I wanted to continue to do. Education is really important to me, and especially when a child is so eager to learn and they just need that extra help, to be able to help with that and be a part of that is something that I was looking for, because it related so much with what I find important in my life. And at the time, I wanted to be involved with something related to immigration. That's something that's really personal to me. I have actually personal experience with that. I myself am an immigrant. I was born in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and my family and I moved here to the States when I was 9 years old. And it was, again, it was an experience that was difficult if it wasn't for the individuals that were here in the States, so family members. They really helped us get through some of the things that we encountered, the cultural norms, just understanding what to do here. And I know our neighbors at Riverview International don't always have that opportunity. So the RIC is really that resource, and that's why I wanted to be a part of that and volunteer there. What the Riverview does, or what makes it different, is that it allows neighbors to help themselves. And there's a lot of dignity in that, right? Being able to help yourself and just being given the right resources to help yourself rather than just handing out something.
Hi, my name is Tina. I am 15 years old. I'm in 10th grade. I go to Stone High School. I live with my dad and mom. I am the oldest. I have 3 siblings. My dad and mom, they were really good at Algeria. They had jobs, they finished studying, but it was all about us, and they couldn't let me stay there, because even if I studied and I had really good grades in there and I had my diplomas and everything, but it's really hard to find a job there, and it's really hard to live there, to start a life there by yourself. When we first moved here, the most thing that was hard is the language, because none of us could speak English. So it was really, really hard to communicate with people or do anything. My mom, the RIC for her is more of like her second family. She really likes the people there. She always goes there either to visit, or if she has something, if she needs something. I needed some help like the first 2 months too. I got a lot of help there. They helped me with my homeworks. They had a lot of volunteers, but after that I also volunteered to help them in homeworks. I helped a lot of little students. I helped them on reading, a lot of math homeworks. Me as a teenager, I had a lot of dreams. So like 2 years ago, I wanted to be a math teacher, and then a year ago, I wanted to be a dentist. Now I want to be an engineer, but I also want to be a pilot. I have a lot of goals. I want to be a lot of stuff, but at the end, I only have to choose one. One of my favorite memories in the RIC with my family was about Thanksgiving. They did more likely of not a party, but a dinner. It was a dinner where they had a lot of foods, a lot of different foods, and a turkey because that's what we mainly eat in Thanksgiving. It was really, really fun because I got to meet a lot of people there. I got to see a lot of people, and it was really fun. Everybody was smiling, everybody was talking to each other. It was really, really fun, and everybody was happy.
My name is Noor. I'm 23 now, and I'm from Jordan, and I have been here for 2 years. After the first 6 months in the United States, in Cleveland, I back to Jordan to watch my brother wedding, and then I get some trouble when I in Jordan. I had a panic attack in Jordan. Yeah, it's something bad for me, and then I lost everything because I lost my job, I lost my money. I had a depression when I'm in Jordan, so it's bad, you know. I feel death, you know. I feel something so bad. I don't know what's that actually. And then I go to a lot of doctors in Jordan, and nobody told me what I have. But when I came to America, I talked with Diane about the panic attack, and she told me about the North Community Counseling. I get a lot of help from Riverview International Center, because the first job they apply for me for the first job, and then the next job. The first day, the first job in Columbus. I had a first job, I think 7 or 8 months, first job, and then coronavirus is come. Everything is stopped, so no job again. But I think I watched the advertisement for Amazon. They was hiring. They need a lot of people, so I applied for Amazon. I want to thank Diane for apply for me for Amazon, and then I worked in Amazon, and then I'm now in Amazon. I still in Amazon. Actually, I'm looking for a good position in Amazon if I can. I think I have little experience in my life and in United States. So actually, I have 4 rules for me. I'm still using these rules in my life. The first one, you have to trust in your God, and then you have to trust in yourself, and you have to believe your dream, and then you have to working hard. So if you do the three first things, and you do working hard, I think you will not you will not achieve what you want. I use a slogan in every day, in every trouble for me, because the life is not easy, you know that. So I have my slogan: I will never give up.
Never give up. What an important reminder. I love how the stories that we've just seen have helped bring the Riverview Drive neighborhood to life. Hello, everyone. My name is Laura McDonald, and I'm privileged to serve as the current board president of the Riverview International Center. I became involved with the RIC in the fall of 2017 through my friendship with Kirsta and Emilia, which was formed when our kids were in the same preschool class. I'm a lawyer turned stay-at-home mom to twin boys. I have a long-standing interest in immigration policy, and I believe very strongly in supporting immigrants who come to America with hopes for a brighter future for themselves and for their families. I began volunteering at the RIC as a homework helper, and I've loved connecting with the kids who come to us with math homework, reading practice, and the occasional deep dive into 14th century English literature. I want to tell you about 9-year-old twin boys named Akib and Adib, who are about the same age as my twins. They arrived from Bangladesh approximately 2 years ago and spoke absolutely no English. As we worked together over the next few months, I watched them achieve greater language and academic success. They worked hard in spelling, gradually read more challenging books, and within 5 or 6 months, they spoke fluent English. I also watched them become more chatty. They started to play with other kids in the neighborhood, and they demonstrated a talent for drawing. I didn't see them for several months because of COVID. However, I saw them last week for homework help, and while we were chatting, Adib told me that when he grows up, he wants to be both a professional soccer player and an engineer who builds robots. I am amazed at the ability of all the kids I help to adapt to a new culture, a new language, and work diligently on schoolwork. And while the kids are working, I also see their parents participate in our English classes and seek job help from the RIC. Their determination is what keeps me coming back to the RIC every week. You don't need to be a teacher or a social worker or an expert on immigration issues to volunteer your time at the RIC. By and large, our volunteers are a community of people who've come together to offer a kind welcome to new Americans and who want to help in any way they can. The RIC is a safe and welcoming place for our neighbors to feel empowered to reach their goals.